Hello, this is Elyse Terzian. I am doing the assignment 1.1, the Chatbot GUI or GUI. So I'm just going to show you some of the changes that I made within the code that we were given. So the task one was to make the interface prettier. Because it was just pretty bland chatbot. So first, in the main method, all I did was change the name to Elyse. It was Kenneth. So obviously changed that to Elyse. And then, okay. So I did nothing here for the GUI frame, but in the J text pane, as you can see here, I changed the background color to magenta. And then for the size, for the chat history pane, I just changed the dimensions up a little bit here too. And then for the J text field, as you can see here, I also changed the background color here to white. And then for the input box, I placed that in the center and then changed up some of the dimensions here. And then down here for the J button, the PSU button, I changed the color to black and moved the button south, as you can see here. And then I changed the dimensions up a little bit as well. Okay, so then for task 2, you have to connect the send button to the chatbot and show the response on the chat pane. Because before, when you would type anything, it would just give the default response. Yes. Or it just gives the message send in the chat pane. So down here in the button listener, I added this string to get the user, I have some comments here, get the user input from the text box. So I added this string, and then this was here already. This was already there, but yeah. And then I added this, which basically passes the user message to the chatbot and then receives the chatbot response. So you can see just getting the chatbot and getting the response, which is the string that I created. And then down here, this shows the actual chatbot's response in the chat pane. You can just see that I'm getting the response and kept the color the same. And then this was already a part of the code. And then finally, for task 3, I'm going to move over to chatbot.java. And so before, it only had this default response, and then also we are, and then the user input being we are, and then the chatbot's response being Penn State. And we were asked to create 3 or more user messages and responses. So here you can see number 1, I said if the user types hello, the chatbot will respond hello Elyse, because I'm the user. And then for the second one, If the user types, how are you? The chat responds, I'm doing well, how are you? And then for the third one, if the user types, thank you, the chatbot responds, you are welcome. So that is all the changes I made. Now I'm going to go back to the main method and run it. So here is the chat test bot. And then I'm just going to do the default response first. So, hi, this is the default response. And then we are, you can see it says Penn State. And then the ones I added were hello. You can see it says hello, Elyse. And then how are you? Oh, sorry, I needed to put a question mark at the end. There you go. I'm doing well. How are you? And then the last thing I had was thank you. And then the test bot responds with you are welcome. So that is the GUI. And I think that's everything. So that is assignment 1.1, the chatbot GUI.